got the decision, there were concerns about how much his power translated to the higher weight. Eddie Hearn felt the judges were too generous to Crawford, hinting that the fight was closer than the scorecard suggested. If Madrimov could trouble Crawford, Canelo, who broke Billy Joe Saunders' orbital bone at 168, will be a far more dangerous opponent.
There's no
Kovalev and Golovkin, men known for their power and never touched the canvas. Crawford at 37 will be the older man, while Canelo, 3 years younger, remains physically strong and sharp.
What do you think of
In New York, LA, or Las Vegas, depending on which venue offers the best deal. It's part of the Riyadh Season PPV event, and an official announcement about the final location is expected soon.
Wondering if Crawford is realizing the way to beat this guy
Is that way?
And Crawford, who certainly is more talented in my book anyway than William Skull, is going to outbox him, throw punches back at him. He's going to go southpaw. He's going to go right-handed. And as we sit here, I am picking Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez in September.
I say Canelo. If Canelo goes in there.
There's also some uncertainty about the fight's location. Initially set for September 12th, 2025 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the date has now moved to September 13th. Turki Al-Sheikh, who is involved in the promotion, mentioned that the fight could take place. Barry McGuigan, a former featherweight champion with a keen analytical eye, also weighed in. Speaking to Betway, McGuigan laid out the blueprint for how Crawford can upset Canelo. I think Crawford needs to go back to his old self in the sense of him being a good point counters, exposing Canelo's struggles against slick, mobile fighters. It's a point that has fueled speculation about how he would fare against Crawford, a fighter known for his versatility, power, and ring IQ. On the other side, Mexican legend Julio Cesar Chavez is firmly backing his countryman. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Chavez dismissed the idea of a Crawford upset, saying, "It's really an uneven fight."
Who you got? Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yeah.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should try to test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog, he's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out. So that
Backing this stance, Frank Staya, manager of the top-ranked gym, took things a step further, suggesting that Crawford could not only win, but potentially stop Canelo, a feat no fighter has achieved. It's time for Bud to step up. I like Crawford by knockout. In Crawford's last performance, when he went up to 154 against Madrimov, I feel like his power really didn't carry up that much. So I feel like 168, that's tough. I mean, if he pulls this off, you gotta put him up there like top 3 of all time. That means he'll unify 3 divisions, all 4 belts in 3 different divisions, going up all the way. Yet Golovkin's role as a mentor or advisor is crucial. Having fought Canelo 3 times, Golovkin knows how to handle the pressure, how to counter the power, and most importantly, how to survive in the ring against him. The first fight between Golovkin and Canelo in 2017 ended controversially in mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants. Into a well-documented Achilles heel for the Mexican superstar. Canelo's 2013 loss to Floyd Mayweather is often cited as a masterclass in defensive boxing. With Mayweather's elusive movement and
Triple G on Bud's resume. There's no Trout on Bud's resume. There's no Daniel Jacobs on Bud's resume. Canelo is the one that's fought the elite level opposition. It's Canelo that fought Laura. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ.
Okay, but Bud is an elite boxer.
So you're an elite boxer, but you haven't fought elite boxers.
They don't have to make weight. They can be free at the weight, and they're naturally quicker because they're a lot lighter. They're used to fighting smaller guys, so their reactions are a bit better than someone who fights bigger, slower guys. So, it makes it a good fight. Strength versus speed. Triple G has now joined Crawford in preparation for the biggest fight of the decade. Gennady Golovkin, known for his relentless fighting style and iron chin, has stepped into Terence Crawford's camp ahead of Crawford's super middleweight debut against Canelo Alvarez. From Crawford's camp, it's a strategic move. Golovkin's first-hand experience of what is clear is that we know this clash isn't just about belts or money. It's a legacy fight, a meeting of two of the greatest fighters of their generation. For Crawford, it's a chance to prove that skill. It's not just about power and age, though. Canelo has been more active recently. Since September last year, he's fought twice, keeping his rhythm and conditioning at a high level. Crawford, on the other hand, hasn't fought since his win over Madrimov in August 2024. Fighters like Danny Garcia have openly questioned whether Crawford can handle the jump to 168, saying, "Just me assessing."
About Terence Crawford calling out Canelo.
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know, and
Facing Canelo 3 times gives him unique insights that Crawford will need as he attempts to dethrone the undisputed super middleweight champion. Golovkin's presence in Crawford's camp isn't necessarily as a formal trainer. Crawford's head coach remains Brian Bomac McIntyre, with the core team still intact, including Esau Dieguez and strength coach Jamie Belt. To show the world that Haitians and his ability to close the distance will be essential. Crawford has to find a way to make his movement work without sacrificing power. He can't rely solely on being elusive. He has to gain Canelo's respect early. Like a slap, I guess. A slap or a sliding punch? Well, it didn't do too much. To hear Golovkin talk about a punch that looks so devastating as more of a sliding slap says a lot about his resilience. It also tells Crawford that even if Bozy continued, great chance, because Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. Terence isn't going to be scared. Terence will fight you. He's Terence from the streets, man. He knows what to do. When it comes down to it, I think he's going to wind up frustrating Canelo, a 2-time undisputed champion. And I think Crawford is an undisputed champion. Both are talented. It's not like a 60-40ths or a 70-30ths. It's 50-50ths in my opinion.
The other people don't lose to Canelo, they lose to the event. Because when you fight Canelo, the stage is set for him. Like when I went, I saw J Balvin, I saw fireworks, you know. So you fight him, it's like you fighting in the Super Bowl.
The weight difference though, no?
It is a big difference, but it has been done before.
Do you see him beating Canelo?
I don't know, he definitely has the skills. He has the skills, but Canelo has the skills too. And he's a stronger, bigger guy, so. But like, I don't know.
One particular moment from their first fight is still in G's mind. In the 9th round, Canelo caught Golovkin clean with a powerful right hand. Many thought it was a game changer, but Golovkin shrugged it off, later telling DAZN, "I remember that punch, I let it get through." I don't know what to call it, it wasn't hard. It felt kind of like Canelo's recent form, though, has raised some eyebrows. His latest fight against William Skull didn't showcase the ferocity many expect from the Mexican star. Skull, a defensive-minded Cuban, managed to frustrate Canelo for stretches using movement and lateral footwork. He provided a sharp perspective during an interview with YSM Sports Media. He highlighted a crucial aspect of Canelo's fighting style that has proven to be a vulnerability in the past. With Canelo, he gets frustrated if he can't touch you. You know what I mean, Bozy explained. This observation also tells Crawford that even if Canelo's power is hyped, it's survivable. Golovkin's experience will help Crawford understand that while Canelo can hit hard, it's the way he sets up his shots that makes them dangerous.
Canelo, that's likely to be announced.
I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent, and he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think the fight will be much more interesting.
What do you make of the weight in that fight, the weight difference?
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, you know, because we could see this fight.
Master counterpuncher with excellent head movement and a granite chin. That combination makes him a nightmare for smaller, quicker fighters who rely on pot-shotting and movement. Jaron Ennis's father, Bozy Ennis, recently shared his thoughts, adding another layer to the ongoing debate about this high-stakes fantasy matchup. Ended controversially in a draw, with many feeling Golovkin deserved the win. In their rematch a year later, Canelo narrowly edged out a points victory. Their third fight in 2022 saw Canelo clearly outpoint Golovkin, but the Kazakh legend never backed down, proving that he could still take Canelo's best shots even in his...
Crawford is going to do a lot of defense. Now, if he pulls off that win, dude, that's going to be one of the most biggest, upsets of all time for this dude to go up that many weight classes. And now, I do think that, you know what I'm saying, he's going to get his little shots in as far as, finessing and all that, because his hands are definitely way faster than Canelo. But just the weight and the way that Canelo fights, he's not going to back up against Crawford.
Yeah, I don't think Crawford's going to be able to hurt him. Even if he lands a home run punch, I think Canelo's going to be able to...
Precision, timing, and ring IQ. At welterweight, he stopped Errol Spence Jr. and dominated everyone in his path. But when he moved up to 154, his power didn't keep Madrimov off him. And that's a serious concern against a man like Canelo, who has never been dropped in his career. Canelo has taken the punches of fighters like Sergey. It's a fair assessment. Crawford has always been known for his speed, ring IQ, and ability to adjust mid-fight. Moving up means he doesn't have to drain himself.
Done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be a tough one. So right now, I think it go be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
Yeah, who do you think wins?
Anthony Josh Crawford knows he's walking into a different world at 168 pounds. He's never fought at this weight, nor even at 160. The closest he got was his last fight against Israel Madrimov at 154 pounds. Even then, the fight wasn't smooth. Madrimov managed to hurt Crawford, and although Crawford... This confidence reflects the widespread belief among Crawford supporters that the Omaha native's unorthodox style and fearless approach could present significant problems for the Mexican legend. With Golovkin in Crawford's camp, there's a sense of blending raw aggression with calculated strategy. Crawford needs to learn from Golovkin's experiences, particularly how to stay composed under Canelo's pressure. GGG's insight into Canelo's body shots combination.
No, that's 2 more weight classes. Once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components.
I think he has the ability to overwhelm Canelo and force him to surrender, maybe in the corner, or even stop him, maybe even surprise us. Staya said in a recent interview, "It's a bold claim considering that Canelo has only been decisively beaten once by Mayweather and has never been stopped in his professional career." Meanwhile, Canelo isn't just focused on Crawford. He's already talking about a potential rematch with Dmitry Bivol at 175 pounds. Bivol beat Canelo convincingly in 2022, and the Russian recently unified the light heavyweight division by beating Artur.
The crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that, Canelo.
Terbiev. Canelo admitted to the Ring magazine that he's keen on that rematch, saying, "I hope I have the opportunity to have the rematch with Bivol. That's the only fight at 175 I would really take, but we'll see. I want to tell myself, hey, you learned something from that fight. What things you don't need to do again. I have that thing in myself." This fight isn't just about Crawford's power. It's about his ability to adapt. Moving up 2 weight classes is a rare and risky move, especially against a fighter who's been dominant in the division for years. Crawford has made a career out of breaking down his opponents with...
There's many clips of stuff like this. Bud being called too small. Everyone saying he's too small for Canelo. EJ was saying he was too small for him. We know what happened. What do you guys think? Canelo versus Bud.
It's free smoke, Junior. They don't know what time it is. T-Bud Crawford. Yeah. Everybody know who the champ is at 147, who the pen is. And he's too small. He's too small. He's little. He's light in the head.
Puncher and his timing. He is an old-fashioned fighter in the Sugar Ray Robinson style, with everything being minuscule timing. He makes you fall short by just a fraction and then walks in with a counter shot. But in this fight, in order to take the sting out of Canelo's power early on, he will have to drift in and out of punching range and not hold his feet as much. Can overcome size. That technical brilliance can outshine brute strength. But what do you think happens when he gets in the ring? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.